Hi everyone and welcome to another quick tutorial. My name is Steve. Now, have you ever taken a landscape photo where you felt like your sky was either blown out and flat, or perhaps it was just not dramatic enough and making the whole image look quite boring? Well, thanks to Luminar Neo's Sky AI tool, you can replace the sky with just one click. It's easy to do and it's also a lot of fun. So let's take a look at it. Okay, so here's a photo that I took a few weeks ago in South Korea. Now, it's an alright image, but I think the sky's a little bit blown out. It's also not that interesting. I'm going to completely transform it and create a sunset photo. So if you go down to Creative, you will find Sky AI. And inside of here, you've got a selection of skies already available. You can also create your own and upload your own using the Show Custom Skies option just here, or you can even find more on the marketplace. There's a bunch of options to choose from. We're going to go for sunset, so I'm going to go in here. I'm going to click on this one. Give it a little bit of time when you first click on a sky, because what it's doing is it's analyzing the photo, working out where to put the horizon and also all of the masking options and refinements that need to go on. All right, so that's done now. So it's looking all right, but we need to make a few changes. For example, my landscape is too bright. Considering that my light source, which is the sun, is behind the mountain, my mountains and all of this detail here shouldn't be as lit up as it is. Also got a slight problem over here to the left. It looks like I've got some gray going on here, and we'll work out what that is in just a moment. But overall, it's looking like a good start. So let's go through some of these options just here, and we can start to refine this sky and make the image look more natural. So if I go into sky orientation, I've got three options: horizon position, vertical, and horizontal position. Horizon position, not to get confused with horizontal position, will actually just work out where we want to have our sky photo start. And it is signified by this gray area underneath the photo just here, and there's a blur effect there to blend the two in. Now, as we saw, mine was just showing, that was this gray area just here to the left, that was just showing, so I need to bring this down a little bit more. So my horizon looks more natural, like that. And now, because of that, it's brought the sky down as a whole. So with vertical position, I can actually say, well, I want it not to be that low, probably just there, just a tiny little bit. And then I've got some of that detail from the sunset over that mountain just there. Horizontal position is obviously going to move our image left and right, but do we want to do that? Maybe just there, and I can have part of the sun showing. I will need to bring it down a bit more again though on that left-hand side. But yeah, I mean, that's fine. So, looking good so far. We've also got flip to mirror the sunset. Okay, onto mask refinement. Now if we zoom into our image, we've got some tricky areas, like in between these trees, the gaps in between the trees. But fortunately for my image, the sunset is still showing through that. It's been able to work out where the sky was and has completely replaced it, which is fantastic. If you are having issues with that, you can choose the close gaps and fix details parameters just here and work them until it looks more natural for your image. You've also got global, which is looking at blending the textures of the sky and the image together to make it look a little bit more seamless and more natural. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how it's looking. It's just the lighting that I think is an issue for my image, which brings us on to scene relighting. Now, if I push this up, you'll notice that I'm only affecting my original photo. I'm not affecting the brightness of the sky all that much. So if we go and push it up all the way, I can get more darker mountains, and that's looking all right. Not quite where I want it just yet, but we'll get onto that in a moment. We've also got the relight saturation, so that can just affect your scene here. But for me, it's looking good as it is, so I'm not going to touch that. You've also got relight human. You can guess what that's for. All right, so reflection. Now, you'll probably have noticed when I was moving the sky around at the beginning of this, is that I was getting a reflection on the water. It's really smart and clever how it works this out. This obviously makes it look a lot more natural. So if I'll just demonstrate that again, if you didn't quite catch that, if you look at the water, the sky is reflecting on there, which is super cool. So I'm going to put that back to where it was. Now the reflection amount, you can obviously boost that up all the way. It wouldn't look that natural in my image because this water is obviously just you know, it's moving, it's rippling. It's not a still body of water, therefore the reflection wouldn't be crystal clear. But if you do have that sort of situation in your photo, go ahead and boost that up. You've also got water blur, so if you're, again, working maybe the ocean or something like that where the water's constantly chopping and moving, then you will want that water blur, which will just make sure that the reflection isn't looking too crystal clear and artificial on top of that scene. Finally, we've got sky adjustments. So if you have used, I don't know, let's say you're doing a portrait photo and you've got high aperture, you'll want to defocus the sky in the background to suit your aesthetic. That also goes for grain as well. We don't have any in my photo, so I'm not going to touch those settings. We've also got atmospheric haze. So let's say you're doing a cityscape photo, and if you've been in a major city and looked up at the sky at night, you'll notice that you're not seeing the Milky Way anytime soon, all that light pollution. Atmospheric haze is going to sort that out for you. It's going to create a natural look for those cityscape shots. All right. We've got warmth and brightness last. Now warmth, we can boost that up, but actually I'm not going to do it here. I'm going to show you a cool little tip just after this. So we'll leave that for now. We've also got the brightness tool just here, and as you can guess, I'm going to bring that down a bit so our image is looking a bit more natural. But there's one more thing that I want to do, but for now the Sky AI tool is all finished. I've done everything that I need to do and it's looking pretty good. So onto the little tip. If I just scroll up here, we've got the landscape tool. Inside of here we've got three options: dehaze, golden hour and foliage enhancer. Dehaze, I'm just going to boost it up a little bit. It's going to add a bit more of contrast and shadow into my image. But we've got the golden hour tool. I absolutely love this because the saturation that it brings into your sunset tones, sunrise tones, is going to look superb. I've always preferred this. I even use this for my nighttime street photography as well, for the light sources in there. I really do enjoy that tool. So I'm going to go and boost that a little bit. And then finally we've got the foliage enhancer, which will bring out the trees and everything in my landscape. But I don't really need to do that too much. We don't want them too bright, standing out too much, because like we said, our light source is behind the mountains. So there you go. That's the image complete. I'm very happy with that. Let's take a look at a before and after to see the difference. And as you can see, almost looks like a completely different photo. That looks awesome. Use the slider as well. You can see that's made a fantastic difference to my image. Okay, so what I want you to do now is go and find those landscape photos of yours that you thought the sky was just letting your image down, and go and replace it. Get creative with it, see what you can come up with, and then share those results with us using the hashtag madewithluminar, and we'll check them out. I'll be back again with another quick tutorial soon, so until then, goodbye.